Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. My name is Teresa, and I am welcoming you in for a little bit of another deck haul. This is from a Canadian company called Erethereal. As soon as the tariffs were lifted, I snagged these decks here. And we are going to do a quick flip through on each of them. I have not had a chance to really work with these yet at all. I haven't even cleansed them yet, but I am going to unbox them and we will light a little Palo Santo and flip through. Let's start with the Oracle. This is called the Obsidian Veil, and we'll see what we think of these. They were offering a pretty good sale on these when I purchased them. I don't know if they're still on sale or not, but I thought that I had my eye on them for a long time, and then when tariffs went crazy, I was just like, well, I just can't buy them. I can't buy them for a while. Then tariffs got lifted, and here we go. Definitely have a problem. Goodness. Definitely have a problem. Get some Palo Santo going here. And we will cleanse these decks. Cardstock is very nice. Feels like a linen cardstock. All right. So let's have a look at these cards. These are compared to a Rider-Waite deck, or yeah, to a tarot deck. They are the same width as a tarot card, but about 3/4 of an inch longer. So they are long and narrow. This was created by people that have good eyesight, because I cannot read any of this stuff. It says, discover the hidden depths within the shadows and embrace the transformative powers of femininity with the Obsidian Veil Oracle deck. Journey alongside extraordinary women from history, myth, and folklore who have faced adversity, pain, and darkness head on. Through their guidance, learn how to harness the energy of the shadows, confront your inner demons, and unlock the grand and radiant power that lies within. I didn't know it was like a female power deck when I bought it, so I like that. Being the feminist that I am. Shadow Work and Oracle deck, Obsidian Veil. Okay. And then the guidebook is here, and it is tall and thin, just like this. A little piece on shadow work, feminine power, invoking the oracles, an opening incantation, and then the meanings of each of the oracle cards. They are not alphabetized. They are not numbered either, but there is at least a good table of contents. Okay, so let's have a look here. Some of these I'm not going to know how to pronounce. Chang-yi, in letting go, we soar among the stars. So there's looks like some kind of an affirmation or phrase on the bottom of each of these two. Hanya, beware, for beneath the mask of rage lies a sorrowful tale. Anastasia Romanoff, lost princess of grace, my spirit defies the shadows of uncertainty. Kali, in the dance of destruction, I emerge fierce and unyielding. The fates, we shape all paths, for every thread has a purpose and every destiny is intertwined. Let me bring you down a little bit here. Marie Antoinette. I am wrapped in my opulence, unaware of the suffering beyond the gilded walls. Bridget Bishop. A flame amidst the shadows. I defy convention and dare to be myself. Nimue. From the depths I emerge, bringing gifts of wisdom, guidance, and power. So I'm not going to read every keyword here, or key phrase, but I'll just flip through now that you've got kind of a gist. I want to see about this artwork here. There's nothing in here indicating who created this art or how they created this art, so that tells me that it was probably some AI involved here. I wish there was a little bit more transparency about that. Nevertheless, these are nice, dark cards that will be fun to use for shadow work, or, you know, if shadow work can be fun. Gaia card that's beautiful. Red Riding Hood. Lilith. I like how there's these women from various traditions and ages. Rapunzel, Marie Laveau. I just learned about her in the our tarot that I've been studying this month. Boudica. Joan of Arc. Wow. All right, so that is the Obsidian Veil Oracle. I have a feeling these will be challenging to shuffle based on their size. Not too bad. Let's see if there's any spreads in this book. No spreads, but let's draw one and see what how the guidebook reads. Okay. We get the siren. Beware our bewildering song, for within it lies the perilous power of empty promises. In ancient mythology, sirens were mythical creatures who lured sailors with their mesmerizing voices and songs, leading them to their doom. The sirens were known for their irresistible charm and seductive power. These enchanting beings would sing their haunting melodies, drawing sailors toward treacherous waters and dangerous rocks, causing ships to crash and sink. The siren's story embodies the dichotomy of illusionary allure and auto-destruction. They represent tempting offers that can lead us down a destructive path if we're not mindful. Examine your impulses and be aware of the seductive influences that may cloud your judgment. The sirens signify the need for caution and self-reflection, prompting us to examine the areas of our lives where we may easily be swayed or seduced by external influences. Listen to your inner voice. The sirens signify the need for caution and self-reflection, prompting us to examine the areas of our lives where we may be easily swayed or seduced by external influences. Listen to your inner voice to discern between genuine opportunities and empty promises, and to resist the allure of instant gratification that may have long-term negative consequences. Focus on substance rather than surface-level allure. By remaining grounded in reality, you can avoid being swayed by empty promises. So, it'd be nice if there were like some journal prompts with these. It doesn't look like there are on any of the cards that I'm looking through. I'll have to create my own questions through here. Like if I draw this card, where have I been easily swayed or seduced by external influences? What tempting offers are leading me down a destructive path? Do I have any impulses that are clouding my judgment, for example? So I think that'll be easy enough with each of these cards. Okay, so that is that deck. Now, next up we will do the other shadow work. This is the Erethereal Shadow Work Tarot. This is the back, embrace the light within the shadows. And the back of the guidebook says, in the tapestry of your existence, you are the weaver of your own transformation. Embrace the shadows as sacred catalysts for growth and let them guide you to the luminous essence of your being. Shadow work is a sacred pilgrimage, a courageous exploration of the hidden recesses of your soul. It's a testament to your willingness to embrace the totality of who you are, both the light and the dark. As you journey through this guidebook, you will discover that true liberation lies not in avoiding the shadows, but embracing them with compassion and understanding. Welcome to the shadows. Okay, so these, cleanse this deck later. These are the card backs. So it's a pretty amber color. And these feel like they're slightly wider than the Oracle, like by maybe 1 millimeter, but the same height, I would say. About 3/4 of an inch taller than a tarot card. These are also gilded. And a linen finish. And these have a very uniform color scheme. Kind of these blues and golds. So let's dig into these. Fool, Magician, High Priestess, So these do have people in them, but a lot of these people are veiled or cloaked to the point that you don't really get too much of a sense of their faces. The strength one, no people in there, just the ship on the sea. The death card. Temperance. That is a very spooky devil. The tower, it's beautiful. Star. Move into the cups here. You would need to know the Rider-Waite system in order to be able to read the meaning on some of these. Now we're in the swords. A creepy king and queen of swords there. Like that two of wands. On camera it almost looks 3D. Another one, a little 3D almost. He's kind of spooky looking. Oh, those are so pretty. Court cards are definitely creepy. Okay, so there we go. There we have those. Let's see. Do a quick shuffle on these. Oh, these are... The tarot is more challenging to shuffle than the oracle because there's so many more cards. So it is easier to just split the deck in half. Overhand fine in this direction. See if they'll fan. I don't know if they'll fan with that gilding. It's not too bad. All right, let's do a few cards. The Death card. The Empress. And the Six of Swords. Okay. So they give upright and reversed meanings: rebirth, new beginnings, end of cycles, decay, repeating cycles, drastic purge. They give the element and the astrology, and some keywords for the astrology: magnetic, powerful, passionate, possessive, obsessive, obstinate for Scorpio. And the Death card is a card of spiritual rebirth, a reincarnation of sorts, where the end of a chapter is not necessarily the end of the book. Much like a phoenix, this card brings about the sacrifice of one life for a new one, eradicating a lesser version of themselves in order for a wiser, stronger one to rise. Reversed, death indicates that one is not ready to let go of the past to move on, holding on to something that is no longer there, clinging, decaying, and ultimately repeating the same mistakes. Then the Empress, which is a nice card to have right after the Death card because of the rebirth, and the Empress is the one that gives birth. Upright, abundance, beauty, nurturing. Reversed, smothering, dependent, insecurity. The element of earth, astrology of Venus, beauty, unconditional love, and harmony. This is, it's a Taurus card. The Empress is a card of femininity, physically, mentally, spiritually, calling upon one to connect with their nurturing energy and feminine divine, bringing balance to their yin and yang. When this card is drawn, it can be an indication of multiple spheres touching on femininity, fertility, beauty, motherhood, sisterhood, all pointing to embracing the nurturing energy. Reverse, the Empress suggests that one is neglecting themselves, putting others far too often beforehand, spreading themselves thin, relying on others too much. Realign and step back on the throne. And then the Six of Swords, we have upright meaning, moving on, rite of passage, leaving, reversed, running away, unfinished business, baggage. The Six of Swords is a card of transition, moving on, whether physically or emotionally, heading into the great unknown without having a true say in the matter. This card indicates that one is being forced to transition, whether it be due to a past decision, a current state of mind, or external factors. The journey ahead may be terrifying but necessary. Reverse, the Six of Swords suggests that one is clinging to their baggage, still moving forward but with unhealed trauma. Release it all. It can only sink one ship. Okay, so with that reading, we are on the precipice of the ending of one phase of our life. It can be a literal death, but most often is just a card about transition and transformation. And right on the heels of this death is a rebirth being brought about by the Empress, the nurturer. She is giving birth to our new selves, and we are moving on. We are moving on from this past. We're ready to head to a different shore. So that's that. I'm not sure about the function of this. I mean, obviously, it's a shadowy deck visually. So we'll see how it functions as a shadow deck in time, as time goes on. But yeah, this is definitely a pretty deck. I like the card backs. Moving on to the Opaline Tides tarot deck, also from Erethereal, and the backs say it's another one of those things that looks almost 3D on camera. Embracing the light within the shadows. Okay. And here's the guidebook. These ones have a silver gilding. They appear to be the same size as the other ones. Yeah, about 1 millimeter wider than a regular tarot card, and about 3/4 of an inch taller. Back of the guidebook says, I can't read it. The font, the size of the font, the combination of the size of the font and the poor lighting in my office and the font itself. Yeah, I can't read it. I give up. Okay. Anyway, blah-de-blah. So here are the cards. Now there's more light in these ones, it seems like. That strength card. Beast. I think I like these ones better. I like the lighter color. I like the addition of the pink and the light blue in there. The artwork is very, similar. I mean, this AI sort of thing. The Six of Cups, you see these little figures of children in the cups. I think you'd be hard-pressed to be able to read with these if you didn't already know Rider-Waite or have the guidebook. Some of the imagery, like the Two of Swords here with two people. It's different, for sure. And this Five of Swords, this almost looks like a heart shape. But when I looked at the guidebook on this last night, and it talks about these two figures being back to back. Arguments, intimidation, competition. Two figures stand back to back, swords drawn, but no victor declared. The Five of Swords is a card of conflict where words cut deeper than blades and egos flare brighter than reason. Disagreement, tension, and hostility hover in the air, and connection teeters on the edge. This card invites a difficult question. Is being right worth being alone? Sometimes the cost of pride is the isolation it leaves behind. Pause, listen, consider what might be gained from understanding rather than conquest. So I like the definition of it in the book, and a closer inspection of the picture seems to make sense. But when I first looked at it, I was like, there's a heart and two people in here. That doesn't make sense. So I like how this Knight of Swords is just sort of like hanging on the edge of a cliff almost. Looks like. Flames almost look like they're moving. Oops. Okay, so that is the Opaline Tides, and I'm sure it will shuffle just the same as the others. This is the card back. These are the card backs. Very pretty. I like this one out of the three. I think I like this one the best. So there you have it. That is my latest ill-advised deck haul. So I hope you have a wonderful day. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up on your way out. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I invite you to do so. That way we can stay in touch, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye now.